Good morning. Welcome to Growing Homeacres. Ooh, I'm dropping my gloves. Welcome to Growing Homeacres. My name is Sarah. We are feeling motivated on the homestead. It's a pretty nice day out today. We're up to finally 39 degrees. We did have a frost last night, but with the sun shining, it feels really good. Hopefully you can hear me over the machinery that's working kind of all around us. The electric company is out and trimming all the trees along the electrical line. So we have them across the street and at our neighbor's house right now. But so today's plans, we have a lot of stuff planned. One thing involves us moving T-posts and cattle panels in our in-ground garden so that I can start planting stuff today. And my mom wants to plant potatoes. She actually would like to try a few different ways to plant them. That's probably going to be on a separate video that'll because it'll be too long to have everything on it. So mom planting potatoes will be on a different video, so watch that. She wants to try a few different ways to see what works best for us. But my plan is to add one more row to our in-ground bed with woven weave fabric and move the cattle panels and T-posts. I did mow the lawn and raked out some of the weeds that were there. Raked out the patches of rocks that were there. And now what I have to do is, on top of the grass, we're not going to do anything with the soil. It was plowed last year in that patch, so I'm hoping that it's still semi-soft, although we have clay, so probably not. But what I'm going to do is put a couple inches of nice topsoil and the free cow manure that's been sitting since last August. I'm going to put that on top of where we're going to put the fabric to kind of fertilize it and give it a little help. And so that is the plan right now. I don't know if you can see behind me. Before I get over there, here's my wheelbarrow. Here's the nice topsoil. It does have some rocks in it, but everything here has rocks, so it's kind of unavoidable. We will dig out the really big rocks, and anything small we'll just leave in there. And then I will wheelbarrow that over to the raised bed, or not the raised bed, the in-ground bed. And then I will go get a wheelbarrow full of the manure, which is on the opposite side, and lay that down also. And then by that time, Dad should be out here to help remove the T-posts and put them in for me. So Dad got out here pretty quick. All I managed to do, if you can see it, is get that tiny little pile. Where is it? Right, why can't I figure out? There we go. That tiny little pile of dirt into the wheelbarrow, and he's gonna make my job a lot easier. Let me go show you the free manure that we got from a local farm here. So our in-ground garden is right here, just to kind of give you a perspective. You can see a bunch of the down trees that we've taken down. This was all raw land except for a small patch right in here of grass. And then right by the street on our side of the fence, there was like a, 20-foot maybe clear area of grass. And then Mom and Dad's house, which is that right there, their backyard was kind of cleared a little bit, and then a little side yard. Everything else on this property, which is about 30-something acres, is all wooded and raw land. So what we got is this pile of manure over here. It is horse manure. It is no longer hot. It has been sitting since August. We found a gentleman that doesn't use pesticides or herbicides on their fields for their horses. So we got that, and we just dumped it on all the straw that we've cleared out of our chicken coop. So this is going to be really good for our garden. And because Dad came out, he actually just took a scoop with the skid steer turn around here. And instead of me wheelbarrowing the topsoil over and then having to grab the manure, walking into a tree, and then having to grab the manure and then rake it kind of all together, what he did was took some of the manure over to the dirt pile, making it a lot easier, mixed it together a little bit, because there's our dirt pile, there's the bed, the manure's down over there, right there. It's a lot easier with his skid steer. So he got a scoop of manure, mixed it with the topsoil, and brought it over. And now we're just going to lay it out, and then we just have to rake it flat. I don't have to mix anything in with it. Should make it really easy. And then it's this row, not the far row back there, but this row right here of cattle panels that we're going to move. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do about the holes that the T-posts have created, and then we're not going to probably plant in those. I was thinking I could just take handfuls of leaves and shove them in there as mulch to keep anything from growing, because as you can see, all of our holes have something growing in them, and I'm going to have to deal with each hole as I go to plant in it. But for now, we're moving T-posts and creating one new row right along there for our beans this year. So yesterday when the guys came around trimming the electrical line trees, my dad had talked to them, and apparently they had discussed that they could drop their tree mulch over on our property. So we're getting a lot of tree mulch. I'm going to show you right now what they are bringing over. You can hear my dogs. They are like, what is going on with all those people that we don't know? But here we go. So that is what they dumped from their little truck. They just backed right in and dumped the load, and we will take whatever they have, because they cut the trees down and then they mulch, or I'm sorry, they don't mulch it. They take the trees down and then they wood chip all the dirt. Or they take the trees down or cut down all the limbs and everything, and then they mulch all the branches for us to get this. Now, we might be able to use some of it on top of things as actual mulch, or we can just let it sit there and mix some of it. We can let it sit there and compost, or we can also mix it into our compost to help it compost faster. But this is much needed. Compost is really hard to find here at a cheap price. It's probably how it is everywhere right now. So this is kind of a blessing for us to be getting this large amount of stuff that we can then turn around and use as compost and mulch. I want to show you. I'm going to walk you over there and see if I... Oh, there it is. I don't know if you can see. Let me... Hold on. How they trim lines over by electrical... Or how they trim trees over by electrical lines. It's this massive saw blade on this flexible, bendy arm that comes out from the machine. It's like something out of like a horror movie or a zombie apocalypse is what it reminds me of a little bit. And they just cut down all the branches that are in their way. Hopefully you can see this. It's just crazy. All right, back to work. So while I am raking out this bit of dirt, Dave is going to start taking out the T-post. He has a T-post remover. I don't know what it's called. Well, first he's got to get the cattle panels down, and then he's going to take out the T-post. So I will show you, once he starts taking out the T-post, I'll show you what he uses to do it. We bought Kelp Help this year, which is supposed to help with the microbiology of your soil. So I'm hoping doing this along with the compost will help bring worms and other microbiology. Will bring worms and good microbiology to our soil and help aerate everything. Now last year we did till or plow this area. That's why I didn't bother doing it again. And we did mix in some amendments last year. So this year I'm just putting everything on top in hopes that we're still doing okay. I don't have a broad fork, or I would probably broad fork it before I put the woven weave fabric down. But since I don't have it, I can't do it. And this is what we have to do. Now I'm going to take my woven weave fabric, lay it down, and then we have these stakes. I'm going to try and stick them in the ground. Last year we had a lot of problems because we have so many rocks in our ground. Hopefully it'll go a little easier this year. So Dave has this nifty T-post puller.
It belongs to the neighbor.
Belongs to the neighbor. Thank you, neighbor. And it makes pulling T-post. Oh, we are ripping our fabric a little bit there, but it makes pulling out T-posts really easy. Now these probably wouldn't be super hard to pull out because they've only been in for a year and we had plowed the land. But that they can still get jammed down in there. And he's just gonna go down the line and remove the rest of them. I'm not gonna record us putting the stakes in because it's gonna be a long process with all the rocks that are in the ground. So I'll be back after we get all the stakes in and when we're ready to put the T-posts in and the cattle panels up. So I'm just going to use this little blowtorch to cut the roll down there. You actually don't need it super high. I have found that if it's too high, it'll actually just continue to burn the plastic. And this little canister has lasted us all last year and is still working through this year. Now while I do this, I think Dave's going to start the T-post and then I'll hop on and help him once I finish cutting. Should I stick my hand in front of it to see if it's on?
It's on, I can see it.
Thanks for faster.
I can see the heat.
No, I can't do it.
Oh. I get it.
Oh, my grass is on fire.
It'll go out.
And I just stuck my hand in front of the blowtorch.
Oh, nice.
So our woven weave fabric, this one is only 3 feet. I actually got it to place in our raised beds. And that way, because our raised beds are 4 feet wide, we could put this 3 feet down the middle, plant our big plants, and then any of our little companion type plants that we're putting in, carrots, onion or green onions, radishes, turnips, all of that stuff, can grow on the edge of the bed. Now, our other fabric that we have down that's already laid, that's 6 foot, which was really nice. I just recently saw, I think, 10 or 12 feet. And if we decide to expand our in-ground beds with woven weave fabric, we'll probably go with the wider. If we get a chance, though, this year our plan is to try, I hate to call it no-till because there'll have to be some form of tilling to start, but we might try a no-till method or a light till method, and then the following year it would be no-till if it works out. That we would probably do and expand right off this end of our woven weave fabric. There's already not any grass there, so if we can just fill in that hole with our pile of dirt that we have and kind of level it. We could probably put some cardboard down and some of that compost and mulch down pretty quickly and just get some stuff planted in there, not having to put down the fabric. The fabric is kind of nice, but when you live in an area like we do with all the rocks, I mean, we pretty much live on top of a rock, putting those little, they're not nails, the little U-nails or whatever they are, to anchor down the woven weave fabric can be one of the most frustrating things you will ever experience in your garden. When you have 10 of them bending you in a row, even though you're spacing them all in different spots. And it is so satisfying when you put one down and it just slides right into the ground. But yeah, so I'm just babbling at this point. I'm gonna go help Dave. He has got his T-post, gas-powered T-post thing, and you can probably hear it. I'm gonna go help him.
Hey, there he is right there. You want the smaller holes on the bottom or the top? Hey, you gotta walk this way and go around. It's gotta go on this side. The way you're flopping it around.
Right? We said the number 2 spot.
How high off the ground do you want it?
Way higher.
Go up to the top of the post.
Oh, way higher.
You want it above the top of the post? Oh, you want it that high?
If we're doing pole beams, Grandpa used to put
So yeah, you want it as high as you can. So
Grandpa used to put it. I don't know that it'll be safe any higher than this. Grandpa used to have a thing that.
here's the problem. You took my fucking hammer all the way over there.
But yeah, he set it on his paper.
Laying on the ground right there.
So I think we showed this last year in a video, but I'm going to show it again. These nifty clips that go on to your cattle panel and T-post, and then you just take them.
It's hard to do it on
Camera.
woven or on cattle panels because they're designed for doing like single strand barbed wire.
But you just twist it right around, and now you have securely attached your cattle panel
That's it.
to your T-post. Now we decided, I don't know if I agree. So we decided on this side that we didn't put extra T-post in. That cattle panel has one on each end and then one in the center. We only did one on each end in this, but I think we're gonna put it in. It is just, we're putting beans here, and I'm just not sure how heavy it's gonna get. And yes, we could put it up later, but when we have a bunch of beans growing, and then we have to destroy. And then we have to possibly destroy plants or vines because we need that extra support. I think we're just going to decide to put it in right now. So it is all done. That is one project done today. We are going to go relieve my mom of her watching Baby Jack and my dog vomiting all over her house a couple times. My black and white dog Shiva has not been feeling well this morning. She won't eat. She's been throwing up stomach bile. She probably got into something.
Get some potatoes planted.
Yeah, she probably got into something she shouldn't. And so Mom and Dave are going to get potatoes planted today. I will have a video for that. It will be a separate video. And once Jack goes down for his nap, I'm going to come out here and start planting in the ground. So a busy day on Growing Home Acres. I'll see you later. Bye.